What if the Bible you trust is missing the most powerful books? Not because they were false, but because they exposed too much truth. Today, we're uncovering the Ethiopian Bible, an ancient text with 88 books, compared to the 66 in most Western Bibles. Why were these sacred scriptures removed? And what secrets were they hiding? The Ethiopian Bible is the oldest complete canon in existence, preserved in the Guizi language, untouched by Roman or European revision. It includes ancient books like Enoch, Jubilees, and Ezra's Apocalypse, books most modern believers have never seen. Yet early followers of the way knew them well. This Bible predates the King James Version by over 1,000 years. And yet, you were never meant to read it. Why? Because these books revealed spiritual truths that the system couldn't control. Unlike the Roman-aligned canon, the Ethiopian scriptures were never filtered through church councils. They kept the raw word of Yahuwah intact. Let's talk about what they tried to erase. One of the biggest removals was the Book of Enoch, a prophetic record of fallen angels, giant Nephilim, and forbidden knowledge. Bereshith, Genesis, briefly mentions these things. But Enoch gives names, details, and consequences. It exposes how divine beings corrupted mankind and how judgment was declared from the heavens. Even the Book of Jude quotes Enoch. Yet today, most churches call it non-official. Another removed text is Jubilees, a book that restores the Creator's calendar and reveals how the appointed times were altered. It lays out the weekly Sabbath, feast days, and prophetic timelines, truths that religion eventually replaced with man-made tradition. Now imagine all of that truth erased while the world followed a sanitized version of the scriptures. This wasn't by accident. Rome had an agenda, one of control, not covenant. So books that revealed angelic rebellion, prophetic warnings, and obedience to Torah were cut from the canon. The Ethiopian believers never followed Rome. They preserved the books that others discarded. They read Enoch, Jubilees, 1st and 2nd Meqabyan, and held tightly to the names of Yahuwah and Yahusha. So, why was this version of the Bible banned? Because it told a story the Roman Church didn't want retold. It showed the power of obedience. It revealed fallen angels. It warned about coming judgment, and it didn't need the Pope's approval. The Ethiopian Bible also includes 1st Esdras and 2nd Baruch, books full of end-time prophecy and divine messages that were intentionally silenced. Western religion feared these texts because they didn't support their doctrine or the political structure of church and empire. Because these books revealed spiritual truths that the system couldn't control. Even today, most pastors haven't studied these books. Their seminaries don't teach them, their translations don't include them. But the Ethiopian church never stopped reading them. They never lost the names, they never lost the word. And that's why the Ethiopian Bible got banned. It didn't bow to Constantine or council decrees. It stood with the truth. It exposes how divine beings corrupted mankind. And now, the question is being asked again, why were these books hidden? What truth were they protecting? The removal of these scriptures shaped generations. It changed how people viewed sin, prophecy, and salvation. But the truth is rising again. The sealed books are being unsealed, and the remnant is awakening. Yahuwah is restoring what religion tried to destroy. His name, His Sabbaths, His feasts, His commandments, His word. You were never meant to be blind. You were meant to walk in the full light of Scripture. So what would change if you started reading the books they told you to ignore? Would you question the holidays you celebrate, the doctrines you follow, the calendar you trust? Genesis briefly mentions these things. Because once you see what was taken, you can never unsee it. This is forbidden knowledge, but not because Yahuwah forbid it, because religion did. Subscribe to Tribe of Truth and reclaim the books, the name, and the truth that was stolen from you.